Hi guys, welcome to Tisha Talks. So today I'm going to give a little bit of advice or some tips on how to select good team members. Someone asked me, how do you go about knowing who's good for your team? And so what you want to accomplish out of this interviewing process is to have a better understanding of who that person is as an individual, their characteristics. Because a lot of times, yes, you do want to know what skills they bring, what attributes they bring, but a lot of times you can already identify that based upon their resume. You can see what their experiences, you can see what their skill sets or their talents are, so you know that part. The part that's more challenging to discover is who they are as a person, how they're going to handle high pressure situations, and how they're going to get along with the rest of your team. How are they going to mesh with the team dynamics you already have going? And so to discover that, you want to ask questions that are value-based, that are going to show you where their value system is, that is going to show you what they're passionate about, that's going to show you what they're motivated about, set up scenarios that will cause them to have to show you or tell you how they would respond, react, or handle a situation. And I challenge you that when you do the scenario, because a lot of times we do the scenario and then people have their typical answers. Well, what I would first do is I would speak to that individual and I would do that and I would do this. Have a follow-up question. So after they answer that question, say, well, what happens if that person is not receptive to you? What happens if you feel like you've been offended? You feel like they've been completely disrespectful in their answer. Continue, allow it to be a dialogue, allow it to be a conversation, because then people tend to get more relaxed and people tend to respond in their truer nature. And then the last thing I would say is definitely have another set of eyes there with you. Bring some of your team members in. Allow them to ask questions, things that may be concerning to them or things that they've encountered in the past, and so that they can see how that individual responds or reacts. And then lastly, after you have assessed and gathered all that information, take time to marinate on it. Go with your intuition, go with your gut. A lot of times we reason and think ourselves out of things. A lot of times we pick up on little red flags that we choose to ignore because we've thought too much about it. We've talked ourselves out of it. And so especially if you have a small group and you already have a good feel, you really want to have the right person on your team. And then, you know, you got to step out in faith. You got to take chances and see how that works. And so, guys, I hope this helps you. I hope it's been helpful and informative. List your comments and your questions, any other suggestions for topics, and I'll check them out and I'll get back to you. Tisha Talks. Talk to you later.